Have you ever felt like anxiety controls your life? That your mind, despite all efforts to remain calm, keeps spiraling into a maze of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios? You're not alone. Anxiety is a modern plague, but its roots run deep through the human experience. The Buddha, more than 2,500 years ago, understood this inner turbulence and offered timeless wisdom that remains profoundly relevant today. This isn't just philosophy, it's a path to freedom. In this comprehensive exploration, we will dive deeply into the Buddhist approach to anxiety. We'll explore why anxiety arises, how we unknowingly feed it, and most importantly, how we can transform it. Through Buddhist insights and practical tools like mindfulness, non-attachment, and meditation, you'll discover a way to create inner stillness, even when the world outside feels chaotic. Let us now journey into the heart of anxiety, guided by the light of Buddhist wisdom. Understanding anxiety through the Buddhist lens. According to Buddhism, anxiety is not a random occurrence. It arises from causes and conditions, the same principle that underlies the concept of karma. To understand and eventually reduce our anxiety, we must examine these causes with clarity and honesty. At the core of Buddhist teaching are the Four Noble Truths. There is suffering, dukkha. There is a cause of suffering, samudaya. There is an end to suffering, nirodha. There is a path that leads to the end of suffering, magga. Anxiety, like all forms of suffering, has a cause. That cause is tanha, craving or clinging. We cling to certainty, to control, to outcomes, to perfection. When reality doesn't match our expectations, anxiety arises. We also experience aversion, a resistance to what is unpleasant or uncertain. This clinging to what we want and rejection of what we don't creates a mental battlefield. This is where anxiety thrives. One of the most important insights of Buddhism is anicca, impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing remains fixed, not even our thoughts or emotions. Yet we live as if things should be permanent, and our minds rebel when change inevitably comes. The result? Anxiety, the hidden root of anxiety. It might sound paradoxical, but love can cause anxiety. So can hope, ambition, even joy. The issue isn't these emotions themselves, but our attachment to them. When we love someone, we fear losing them. When we succeed, we fear falling. When we plan for the future, we fear uncertainty. This tension between holding on and fear of loss is the breeding ground of anxiety. But the Buddha didn't ask us to become emotionless or detached in the cold sense. He asked us to relate to our experiences with non-attachment, fully loving, fully living, but without clinging. Like a lotus growing from muddy water, we can experience life's richness without being dragged down by it. Practicing non-attachment means we understand the impermanent nature of all things. It means we release the illusion of control. And in that surrender, there is profound peace. The mind as both cause and cure. The mind is everything. What you think, you become, the Buddha said. Our minds create anxiety, but they can also liberate us from it. The anxious mind is like a monkey swinging from branch to branch, restless and easily disturbed. But this mind is not our enemy. It is simply untrained. Through consistent practice, we can bring the mind to stillness. A powerful method is non-judgmental observation. When anxious thoughts arise, rather than resisting or believing them, we learn to watch them with detached awareness. This is just a thought, we can say. Over time, this distance between self and thought becomes clear. we realize we are not our thoughts. We are the space in which thoughts arise and pass, the antidote to anxiety. Mindfulness is not a trendy self-help hack. In Buddhist practice, it is a sacred discipline. Mindfulness means being fully present, without judgment. Anxiety lives in the future. Mindfulness anchors us in the present. When you are anxious, your mind projects into the future. What if I fail? What if they leave me? What if I'm not enough? Mindfulness interrupts this loop. By returning to the breath, to the body, to the here and now, we reclaim our power from imagined fears. A simple practice: sit comfortably, close your eyes, focus on your breath, in and out. When thoughts arise, label them thinking, and gently return to the breath. This isn't about suppressing thoughts, but observing them with kindness. In time, the mind learns to settle. The medicine of stillness. Meditation is the heart of the Buddhist path. It trains the mind to observe, to release, and to rest. When we meditate, we are not trying to force calm. We are creating the conditions in which calm naturally arises. Just as muddy water settles when undisturbed, the mind settles when we stop stirring it. One effective meditation for anxiety is anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. Another is loving kindness, meditation, metta bhavana, which dissolves inner tension and cultivates compassion. Even 10 minutes a day can change how we experience anxiety. The key is consistency, not duration. Make meditation a sacred appointment with your inner peace. The gentle warrior. Anxiety often intensifies when we judge ourselves for feeling it. I shouldn't feel this way. Why am I so weak? But the Buddha taught karuna, compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. When we turn toward our suffering with kindness rather than resistance, we open the door to healing. A practice: place your hand over your heart and say, "It's okay to feel this way. May I be kind to myself in this moment." This simple gesture can shift your entire emotional state. Self-compassion is not indulgence, it's wisdom, it's strength. Anxiety as a spiritual messenger. Instead of seeing anxiety as a problem, what if we saw it as a messenger? Anxiety reveals our attachments. It shows us where we're out of alignment with reality. It urges us to slow down, to look within, to heal. Seen this way, anxiety becomes part of the path, not an obstacle to it. Daily practices to transform anxiety. Here are practical ways to apply these teachings. Morning breath awareness, 5 minutes. Mindful walking, focus on steps, sounds, sights. Evening gratitude journaling. Write 3 things you're thankful for. Name your anxiety. Give it form. Speak to it with compassion. Connect with nature. Observe impermanence in leaves, clouds, water. Digital boundaries. Limit news and social media. 1 act of kindness per day. Direct energy outward. The Noble Eightfold Path. As long-term healing. To truly transform anxiety, we walk the full path. Right view. See anxiety as impermanent, not identity. Right intention. Commit to peace over control. Right speech. Speak gently to yourself. Right action. Choose actions that calm, not agitate. Right livelihood. Avoid work that conflicts with your values. Right effort. Gently redirect the mind without force. Right mindfulness. Stay present. Right concentration. Deepen meditation. This is not a quick fix. It's a way of life. From anxiety to awakening. The Buddha never promised a life without suffering, but he promised that liberation is possible. Anxiety is a teacher in disguise. It calls us back to the present, to wisdom, to compassion, to truth. You are not broken. You are awakening. Let every anxious thought be an invitation to breathe. Let every difficult emotion be a call to soften. Let your suffering become your practice. And in time, you'll find that the peace you were searching for was within you all along. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the Enlightened Mind. Join us as we walk this path together. Until next time, be still, be kind, be free.